The most dangerous conversation and communication is assuming. I was getting coffee this morning in my car and I heard an ad on the radio. That young girl, Dolly, that little girl that took her life, unfortunately. It's a, it's a tragedy. One thing that struck me about the foundation that's been created in her honour, which is a great thing. I heard in the ad or the presentation that the foundation was based on her dream, Molly's dream. Well, I then heard something disturbing after that, that her dream was based on um, a program that's designed to help people identify children struggling. But it was based on hoping that they would be attracted to certain cues that's placed around them where they'll communicate through. Hello? Okay. Well, that's obviously that's all they know. It's again, I'm not saying that approach doesn't work, but what is concerning in that is that the message is floating around on the hope that people who are struggling may do something about it by what that process is to catch people who are struggling and for them to reach out and get support. But here's another thing for you. Here's a more effective and a more accurate way to support complete truth. Complete truth. When your child comes home after school every day, how's your day? How are you feeling? What happened for you today? Every day, how are you feeling? How was your day? Oh, but then I hear things like, oh, but we can't say that because it affects them. You know, they don't like it. Well, unfortunately, that's what people have to get used to not liking because welcome to life, guys. Every human being, when they're struggling, 9 times out of 10, don't like what they hear and they're rattled. But that's why they're struggling because they're rattled away from that communication also. The art of communication is so important and it's so effective when it's used confidently and it's used directly and it's used effectively. But the only way communication can be used in that manner is by having the ability to be straight up front with what you're trying to achieve. I'm not saying people don't care about people um, and you know they go for a soft approach because it's clear that the more people love, the more that they fear rejection. The more even parents fear rejection from children. Children feel rejection from parents, but it's somewhere in that rejection that clear information needs to be brought to the forefront for accurate communication between human beings in saying, how are you feeling? What's happening for you today? How is that for you? How is your relationships with your peers? Are you being bullied? Are you being intimidated? How do you feel about that? What can we do about that? Are you being harassed? Do you feel embarrassed? Do you feel insecure? Do you feel inadequate? How do you feel? Children need to be asked how they feel, and children need to have constructive tools for them to get results, to get soothed, to deal with what they're experiencing. But if we're going to timmer around it all and be concerned of their reaction of communicating, well, we're not going to effective communication because it's all going to be fear-based. With effective communication, you've got to get beyond fear. You've got to go beyond what you personally believe. You've got to do work. You've got to make the effort. You've got to dig deep. And that goes in any relationship. Relationships with children that are struggling, with partners, with peers, with everybody. Everybody should be entitled to that privilege that you give them of honest communication. They mightn't like it, but that's okay. That's fine. It's good if they don't like it. It's good not to like things. It's good to feel struggle. It's good to feel fear. I know it's hard um, from the point of view that if it's your children, um, you don't want harm coming to them. You don't want them getting hurt. You love them. You care for them. You want the best for them. I get all that. But if you want to communicate more clearly to the people that need it, and everyone needs it. Everyone loves to hear the truth. They might like it initially, but when you see it being removed through that talk and the freedom you see in them and anybody else, and the freedom that hopefully you can identify in yourself when you talk accurately and openly about things. Fearing what others and how they're going to react to you will take away and minimize what you truly see and what you truly want to say at times. But that's the best communication. Saying the things that are hard, stepping up to the plate when you might risk somebody rejecting you, stepping up to the plate when you see pain in other people's eyes that you care for immensely and you can handle it without reacting to it as part of their tears and part of their emotional problems that they're experiencing, like every other human in this world. We're all experiencing struggle, man. Everyone. But it's extremely refreshing when you can use a very accurate GPS to reach the destination, to overcome fear, struggle, worry. Won't happen overnight. Doesn't happen overnight. Won't happen the first time you start doing it either. If you want to start doing it, if you think there's any value in it. But I'm here to tell you, I don't know about value, but I'm a walking, living example of overcoming enormous struggle in communication with others. It can be done with practice, and it's your reward is freedom. That's the reward. You keep talking about this stuff. As I said, if it's with your kids, how's your day? How are you feeling? Every single day. If you ask your siblings or people that you care for, instead of worrying about how they're going to react to your reaction, which doesn't help them, it might, but it's the long way home, as Supertramp sung. It's the long way home. If you don't want to take the long route and you want to get to the issue and you want to get to the problem and you want to help them get over it really effectively every single day. How you feeling? What's going on for? How's your day? And listen. Okay. How are you getting on with your peers? How are you getting on with your people at work? How are you with your boyfriend? How are you with your girlfriend? How are you in life? How's things going for you? And not just your children, that applies in everything. Good intentions are always good. I've got no problem with people wanting to help others. I think that's a great thing. And we're having an impact indirectly anyway, so you might as well try and find the diamond in the rough and get the best out of it on as many occasions as you can. And speed up the process of overcoming what you need to overcome with really direct communication. I was talking to a guy yesterday, he's only a young guy, and he actually had my book. And he said, Dean, he said, I've been indoors for the last week, and I'm really struggling. And this book appeared, and I started reading it, and I just had to start moving and getting out and doing something about it. And he just said, I want to thank you, and it really helped me, and it's given me a roadmap to start using tools that I found within your story. And I said, well, that's great. That's really good, buddy. And yeah, and I've had people say it's a very open and transparent and honest story, the King Hit book. Well, it is because it's being open and direct and exposing yourself is refreshing because it's hard to do. It's hard to do. It's easier to do the things that we want to give up on. Um, Easier. It's easy, I suppose, for us to live with ourselves. This is the general population, I suppose. I don't want to sound too arrogant, but yeah, just giving up and but not understanding that nobody's been taught to. Well, I wouldn't say nobody, but yeah, people don't show others how to communicate effectively and directly about their emotions and how they're feeling on a day-to-day basis. So nothing's really ever getting out. The lack of communication is it's a lack of connection, unfortunately, and it usually stays on one level when it's fear based. So to overcome your fear in what people think of you is to act differently. And if you attempt to overcome it and you try to start asking people how do they feel and what's happening for them on a day-to-day basis and communicate and really, really, really make that effort as a number one priority, irrespectively of what comes out of it. Even if you get tears and you get anger and you get frustration, our society's based on debate. Like, that's why you got a parliament. It's healthy to debate. It's really healthy to get high on emotions at times and sort things out. It's okay. So have a great day, and yeah, the bell's there. If you can give that a little ding dong. Don't be shy to subscribe. I'm not going to bite you. And yeah, a like here and there is always appreciated. As I say, it's not for me at the end of the day. Um, I'm only the vehicle, like us all. We're only the vehicle, mate. The engine's still pumping their heart in the heart. All right, have a great one. Take care.